Hey, what's up? This is Matt Harvey from Exhumed, Gruesome, Pounder, and Scarecrow, and you are experiencing Poppet's Corner. Cheers.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Poppet's Corner, episode 116, and I'm super excited for this. I got Jared from Rivers of Nile joining me on the show today. How you doing, boss?
Pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing well, man. I appreciate you giving me a couple minutes of your time to do this with me.
Oh yeah.
Now, obviously, things are really kind of exciting in your guys' camp. Obviously, you guys are about to release the fourth record from Rivers of Nile.
Yeah.
This is technically your second record with Rivers of Nile, if I've done my research correctly. I'm just kind of curious how you approached this one as compared to the Where Owls Know My Name record.
I kind of approached it the same. I tried to make it as creative as possible, drum wise. Some parts I kind of held back because we decided to have me sing more on the album than I did on Owls. So I'll be singing a lot more on the work. So with that in mind, I made some parts a little more simple. I also added random fills that kind of sound the same to make it seem like you're going back and keep things familiar, stuff like that.
Now, did you kind of have more emphasis as far as writing goes?
It was pretty much the same thing. Brody sent me his pre-pro stuff, and then he was just like, some parts, need blast beats, so do that, and then everything else is pretty much creative reign. You could do whatever you want. So that's pretty much what I did on Owls.
Now, obviously I can't, like I said, I can't judge the record too much. I've only heard the single, and I'm just kind of curious what the rest of the work is going to sound like as compared to the single of the Clean single.
Nothing really compares to each other, so I can't really I don't know, because Owls, none of the songs really sounded the same. It was all different, and this is pretty much the same situation, but a little more surprising, I guess you would say.
And I guess surprising in kind of what aspects, as far as structural wise goes, or as far as I don't know, kind of like some, is it going to be a lot more cleans, a lot more saxophone, which I guess you guys are obviously relatively known for having a lot of that specific element within your sound.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, genre wise, structurally, vocally, yeah, it's kind of just all over the board, man. Just, going down the prog path, basically.
Absolutely. And as far as your production goes, I've noticed that this is a huge step up from the last record that you guys did. And I'm just kind of curious, was this kind of a goal set by you guys, from your previous album, or one of the goals at least?
I mean, we went to the same place. We got it mastered by somebody else. So, we kind of just, did what we did last time, and I'm sagging a little bit. All right, we're good. Yeah, same studio. I think we just, took our time with it and did what we could.
And was that due to the pandemic that we kind of have experienced in the past year or two?
I would say that it kind of helped, yeah, with writing, and I had a lot of time, so I just put a lot of thought into it, did the best I could.
And as far as if you don't mind, let's go to the video, because I really dug the way that this video kind of showcased the song as well, and it was very obviously, in the color scheme, blues and dark kind of colors to kind of contrast the song, and really dug the whole vibe of the video. And I'm just kind of curious, can you just walk me through the whole concept to this in your guys' minds, and was this concept you know completed, or was it kind of did you get the concept, I don't know, relatively what you guys wanted for the video?
I mean, it's pretty much just us performing. Basically, well, clean is just, about cleaning until there's nothing left. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel we did what we wanted to, just to keep it dark and depressing and mysterious in a way.
Absolutely, and it kind of goes with the song, because I was always like kind of on the edge of my seat listening to the track, and the video just kind of showcases that even more.
Yeah.
I noticed, and obviously there's a lot of clean, quote unquote, no pun intended, right? With a lot of clean guitars and whatnot. But I noticed one element that was kind of absent from this, and that is the saxophone. And I noticed you guys put more emphasis on the keys for this particular track.
Yeah, we wanted it. I don't know. We went the Pink Floyd route like we did with the other songs previously. But yeah, I think the synth Moog was a cool way to go. But yeah, no sax on this one.
And I'm hopefully for the fans of Rivers Nile like myself, I'm just hopefully we'll have some sax, some saxophone on the rest of the record and whatnot.
For sure.
Now, talk about some of your influences as far as Rivers of Nile goes, because I definitely get the 70s kind of prog vibe as opposed to, say, more traditional oriented death metal kind of stuff goes.
Yeah. I mean, Brody has a lot of influences like Steven Wilson, Pink Floyd, Yes, stuff like that. Same with Biggs. I think the three of us have the same, music background because of our parents being prog nerds and all. I don't know. I kind of put Latin beats in some of the music that I play, so I think I might have put a little more Latin in here because I do that with a couple other bands that I play for as well. But
now,
yeah.
where does that influence come from? Are you a particular like music nerd like myself when it comes to every other fucking genre under the sun? Like, I'm assuming
Yes.
I'm assuming your record collection is fucking massive. So, I mean, talk a little bit about what kind of influenced you as far as drums go, and how you kind of apply that in the Rivers of Nile camp.
My dad has played drums for 50 years, something like that. So growing up, I listened to a lot of music. So yeah, I got into like funk and stuff like that because of him, and jazz fusion. And my brother plays drums. He showed me some stuff. Showed me some death metal when I was a kid, like Dimmu Borgir and Dying Fetus when I was like 10, and that got me into playing faster and wanting to be faster. And I took drums serious around 10 years old.
And kind of what did you talking about the Rivers of Nile band or whatever, how did you specifically get into this project?
I live in Nevada now, Reno, Nevada, and at the time I lived in Sacramento, California. So I previously went on a tour with my brother's band, Psychosomatic, and I met some of the dudes from Revocation. They met before I was even in the band with my brother in Psychosomatic. So after that tour, at the end of 2016, I was just hanging out at home playing Dark Souls, and my brother got a call from Brett from Revocation. Apparently, Rivers needed a drummer or somebody to fill in for the meantime. And my brother said, "Hey, this band, I know you like them. You should try out. And, if you don't do it, I will." And I said, "Well, yeah, I'm going to do it." So I got in touch with Brody, and he asked if I could learn Dehydrated Monarchy. So I learned them both in a day. I already knew the songs because I was a fan. And yeah, pretty much, sent it over, and he was down, and then we did a Darkest Hour tour together.
And did you notice an instant chemistry between you guys at this point?
I felt so. Yeah. We all got along. We all, had similar interests. We all laughed at the same things, and cooperated when we needed to get shit done and do what we could.
Absolutely. And a couple more questions regarding the work record is this going to be a concept album?
Yeah, I mean it's like the last installment of the concepts for all 4 albums, the winter album and the end of everything, basically.
And obviously that comes from most of the prog albums I'm assuming that you listened to back in, when you were 10, just starting out drums and whatnot.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious for you personally on a musical level, did this kind of meet your kind of expectations as far as your goals went, as far as how the music kind of turned out? Did you wish that you did something different on this record that, maybe you'll apply on the next one?
I mean, on Owls, I had some parts that I wish I played differently, or like certain parts that I forgot to do that I wanted to do, but at the end of the day, can't really change it. So personally, I feel that everything's how it's supposed to be, and I wouldn't really change it for the world or at all.
Would you do these specific parts, say, on a tour coming up?
I mean, drum wise, maybe. But I do try to play exactly what I wrote, in the studio.
And obviously that meets probably the fans' expectations if they're, going to hear the record, right?
Right. Yeah, yeah.
Now, let's talk a little bit about the tour. And there some questions coming to mind with a tour in 2021 these days is that, will this tour actually happen? I mean, is there a possibility of something like this kind of not, I don't know, going as planned because of this, coming out of the whole pandemic?
Right. I don't know. Personally, I feel it will, but you never really know. So, I mean, there's tours going on right now, and it seems like everything's fine, and everybody's following guidelines, and everyone's doing what they need to do, which is great. But yeah, I don't know. There's always that creeping feeling that something might not pull through. But I mean, I'm leaving in a couple days to fly over to rehearse with the dudes, and so yeah, we're all kind of on edge, I guess, and hoping that this actually works out, and we're not prepping for no reason, stuff like that. I mean, yeah, I'm just hoping for hoping for the best. I really want this to happen. I'd love for it to happen.
Absolutely. I mean, I really want live music to come back around again. I'm sure all of us do. And I'm sure you guys are antsy as fuck when it comes to this whole thing because, being a band of your stature, you're just used to touring and touring and touring. So, I mean, let me ask you this. What have you been doing in the meantime, maybe besides working, during the whole pandemic since you've had all this kind of free time? Is there another record in the works after this that you've been pre-proing or whatnot?
I've just been working on this. Other music with other bands I'm working on. Trying to stay busy with music mostly. Camping a lot. Besides work, that's pretty much it. I'll just go to work, come home, change, go to practice for like 3 hours, and then come back home and go to bed, repeat.
Interesting. Have you been doing a lot of local shows around with the guys in Nevada with you?
Nobody's in Nevada out of
Oh,
all
I
the
see.
bands. Yeah.
So, um, so how have you just kept your chops up? Just by obviously practicing every day and whatnot. No, prepping for live shows at this point. Besides the tour, obviously.
Oh yeah, I just play to the songs that we have with clicks, and that's pretty much it. Like I'm playing with them, but I'm not. Um, trying to build my chops and again, you know.
Now, are you going to be using, as a technical question, I got to ask, are you going to be using, say, backing tracks, for, I'm assuming most of these are going to have that for Rivers now because it's kind of a progressive and technical at the same time. So are you going to be using backing tracks just on tour?
Like musically or
Yeah,
vocally.
like keyboards or other sounds on the album that say you can't replicate live. So you're gonna have
Oh
obviously.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, we did that with all of uh all of the songs that we play live. There's usually backtracks uh with like synth or I mean, when we did our headliner, John was playing keyboard to make things easier. I think when we have like more room and when we could actually do a production like a big production, I think Brody's going to be playing his synth and stuff like that. John will play keyboards, uh, so or just piano, regular piano. Um,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now let me ask you this too. How did you guys kind of get on the tour with Black Dahlia Murder and Carnifex and bands of that caliber? Because that's a obviously you've been doing it a long time. Have you known them just from touring around?
I met him a couple times, but the only time I met them, they played in Reno, uh, fuck, like 2008. That's
Oh, a long
probably
time ago.
yeah. And then I saw them in Sacramento. Uh, so like no, I haven't really, just in passing, I guess, or hanging out in the same area at the same time. Too scared to introduce myself because social anxiety is real sick. But also we are on the same label, which is pretty cool. And um, yeah, I don't know. I think we got submitted and then we made the cut just like everybody else.
Absolutely, and hopefully your social anxiety doesn't creep up on you even further, right? You're gonna have to be spending every waking moment with these guys, so I'm
Oh
assuming.
yeah, yeah. Just on tour, I do feel comfortable and I do feel myself. So it is more fun and I could socialize. And lately because of COVID, I've been able to work on my social skills, and because I had to uh, work with people during the pandemic and be social and pick up people's junk. It's pretty fun. Uh, 1-800 got junk. That's where I used to work. So yeah, but yeah, it
that
kind of helped my social skills. That's pretty much it.
that's a lot more than most people can say nowadays, right? Seems like
Yeah,
we're all in our own bubbles and whatnot.
pretty much. Yeah, it forced me to do the exact opposite.
Absolutely. Now, tell me a little bit about kind of where people can pick up the work record. I'm really looking forward to this new album coming out. I just kind of curious how people can get a hold of the album.
You could go to riversofnile.com. It'll take you. You could scroll down until you see the merch, and then you could click whatever region you're in. The United States will take you to indie merch. Or you could just go to indiemerch.com/Rivers of Nile, or you could go to metalbladerecords.com. You could pretty much, get it anywhere you need. Pick up a box set, pick up a grinder, fanny pack,
Now, let me ask you this real quick. Before we get out of here, is what is really the best place to kind of support a band of your statute? Because do you want people kind of going through the label to support you more or Bandcamp? Like, I'm just always curious as far as like a mid-level size band such as yourselves on how the best thing to support a band of you guys' statute would be.
I feel any way possible. Um, if you like the band that you're listening to and want to buy some merch, just do it any way you can. Listen
It
to them.
all goes to the same place, is what you're saying?
Essentially, I guess depending on the website.
Okay.
But
I was just generally curious if the label was the right way to go to kind of show that you guys are selling more records or this, that, and the other. So
I think they compile them anyway. I don't know, but Bandcamp would also be a good way to go to like directly support.
Absolutely. Well, Jared, I really appreciate you giving me a couple minutes of your time to promote the album with me. I'm really looking forward to the work. Comes out September 24th. That's a tongue twister. Been
It's all good.
long day, folks. September
Understandable.
24th. Go pick up the work. Go see these guys and Black Dahlia Murder and all this killer tour package. September 3rd through October 10th. Wow, you guys are going to be on. Obviously, this is what, like a longer stint for you as far as in the last 2 years, right?
Yeah.
So make sure to go support them. And Jared, thank you so much again for giving me a couple minutes of your time. I really do appreciate it.
Of course. Thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely, man. We'll get you back on here hopefully relatively soon. But another episode of Popper's Corner, guys. I'm out. Cheers.